Welcome. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Check in, check. Let me know if you can hear me, see me. Give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. Let me know who's tuning in, who's catching live and who's catching the replay. I know with the time this time, I have some people from Europe that right now is their midnight and they're not able to make it. So they had to catch the replay. But if you are here on the northern of America, let me know where you're tuning in from. I know I have some people coming in from like Canada or the US majority because of the time. So let me know where you guys tuning in from. And today we're gonna be going over day 3 of the workshop, guys. Day 3. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from. And then if you're ready for day 3, just let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. I'm just also checking to see if you can hear me, see me. Yes, yes. Don't be shy. I can't see you, but you can give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here, you're watching, you're tuning in. Hello, Sam. Oh, hello from Vancouver, Canada. Love it. And I have Edward. Hello, Edward. Why is your thumb dark? I'm like, is that a thumbs up? I can't really see, but welcome. Awesome. So I'm excited. Today is day 3. Yeah, I see Sam. So I want to give recognition to Sam. Sam cancel her other events to be here at the workshop, right? And this is the thing about sacrificing is you gotta, if you want to change your life, you gotta change your life, right? So nothing is gonna change until you change. So you gotta make that decision. Hi, Shavana, are you live? Yes, I am live. I am live. It's not a video. It's not pre-recorded. I am live. Yes, I am. Good to see you. Long time no see. Good to see you. So, okay. So why don't we get started? Okay. So today I'm gonna go into day 3, and I'm gonna cover the rest of the principles, and then at the end, I'm actually gonna give you guys a bonus. Okay. I love giving bonuses. So before I go in, I want to always just to do a real quick recap. Okay. And if you have any questions about what I've covered so far in the past 2 days, you can drop questions in the chat. Okay. Yeah, it's all about the energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully you guys walk away, after the workshop feeling pumped, right? But just to clarify, I am not a motivational speaker, so I am not here to motivate you. I am here to share with you information that you can take and you can actually apply. Okay, so I can't motivate you. It's got to be something internal. Okay, so beautiful. So number 1, remember the first step to riches is what? You are not late, Shavana. You're right on time. But yes, pay attention when you're driving. Awesome. See, even when you're driving, you're listening. So awesome. So who can tell me what's the first step to riches? Don't look at your notes. Don't look at the book. You should know by now. If you want to know where you want to go, right? The results that you want to have, you need to first know where you are. Okay. You need to figure out where you are so you can get to where you want to go. So what do you guys think is the first step towards riches? Okay, anyone tell me? You can comment, type in the comment section without looking at your notes, okay? Without looking at your book. What is the first step towards riches? What's the first thing you got to figure out? You got to figure out where you are and you got to figure out where you're going. So what's the first step towards riches? It's a pop quiz. See who actually pay attention. Shavana! Yes, that is true. So decision is definitely in the very beginning, okay? But even before you make a decision to go after what you want, you need to first know what you want, right? So thank you, Sam. Desire. Before you can make a decision on this is what I'm going to go, this is what I'm going to do, you need to first figure it out. What do you want? Yeah, desire. Thank you. Hopefully, you're not texting and driving at the same time, Shavana. Oh, thank you for participating, though. Desire, right? You need to figure out what is it that you want, how much money you want to earn, in a month, in a year, what kind of lifestyle you want to have, right? How much bank account, like how much money you want to have in the bank account, what kind of lifestyle, who do you want to hang around with, right? What kind of conversations you want to be having, right? How do you want to travel, right? All these things, like this all comes down to your desire, okay? And the thing about desire is that there's no end to it. You always want more things, okay? And it's not about being, greedy or being not being satisfied. It has nothing to do with that, okay? You have to understand that it's our spirit, our soul, it's God wanting to express through you. Literally, God wants to express life, okay? So it's not you, it's actually innate. Okay, so it's important that you express. Okay, don't suppress. That's how people get sick. Okay, so number one, desire, desire, desire. What's the second one? You guys remember? You can look at your notes now because the second one, a lot of people, are not familiar with it. So, what's the second step towards riches? I don't know. I'm thinking if I should give you guys more time. What is the second step towards riches? This is how important this is. Ah, Edward. Yes, decision. Everybody knows decision now. So decision is important, okay? But according to the book, okay, according to you guys can look at your notes now. According to the book, the second step is faith. It's faith. According to the book, all right? It's faith. Having faith that it's going to happen. Okay, no doubt, right? Faith. Right? So that's the second step. Okay. The third step, okay, decision is coming, okay, but it's not yet, not just yet. Okay. So the third one is the third step towards riches is giving yourself an affirmation. Giving yourself an affirmation. This is how you can start reprogramming your mind. Okay. It's called auto suggestion. Giving yourself a suggestion. Okay. So that's very powerful. Belief, yes, belief. You use auto suggestion to create a new belief. Yes, absolutely. Beliefs are really important. Yes, because whatever you believe manifests. If you believe it's going to take you 3 years to reach your goal, you're right. If you believe it's going to take you 6 months, you're right. You see? Okay. Whatever you believe is true. It has to manifest. Okay, so you really want to examine your belief. And one way how you can change your belief is through auto suggestion. Okay, telling yourself a different story. Okay. So if you are, for example, if you are new in a business, right? And you're like, you don't think you're there yet, but you can tell yourself you are one, right? So because of the nature of my business, I talk to a lot of people and I talk to a lot of salespeople, right? And a lot of people think that, I'm not good with selling. Okay. And I say, would you like to change that? Right. And the first step is tell yourself that you're a master salesperson. I am a master salesperson. Right? I don't care if you suck at selling. I don't care. if you keep on telling yourself over and over again, your subconscious mind has to accept. Okay, just like if you tell yourself a lie over and over again, your subconscious mind will start to believe it, because your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something that's real or something that's made up. Okay, so do you see that? This is all the new, like the nuances about how the mind works. Yeah, Sam, you're a master salesperson. Yes, I know that's been really helpful. Yes, like the way you show up, the way you present, the mindset, right? Beautiful. So the fourth step towards riches, okay, the fourth step towards riches is having specialized knowledge. Having specialized knowledge. And in this chapter, he's mentioning about the 6 higher faculties. Okay, which is perception, imagination, the will, memory, reason, and intuition. Okay, so those are the 6 higher faculties that he's referring to in this chapter. Okay, you need to learn how to develop those. Okay, we all have them, but it's just never been developed. They've been kind of idle, right? So when people are talking about your infinite potential, they're actually referring to the 6 higher faculties. Most people don't know that. Most people have no idea that your infinite potential is actually your 6 higher faculties. Right? Because how could they? We were not taught in school. Right? And this is exactly what I teach my clients. These 6 higher faculties, how to develop them, how to exercise them, and how to use it and put it into action, okay, to get the results that they want. Perfect. So that was day 1, okay? You see how quickly we did the recap, okay? Day 2, yesterday, okay? The 5th step towards riches. Oh, Sam, you didn't know that. Now you do. Now you do, right? Because I always ask people, okay, do you believe that we have infinite potential? Everybody, not one person will tell me no. Not one person, okay? Nobody. Everybody say, yeah, I believe. And then the second question I ask them is, okay, so how do you bring out the infinite potential out? Oh, I don't know, right? No one knows. You see that? There's a huge gap, right? People know you have infinite potential, but they don't know how to bring it out, right? That's why their results are limited. Okay, so that's actually leads us to the 5th step towards riches, which is your imagination, guys. Hello for people that are just hopping on. I'm just doing a quick recap from the past 2 days before I go into the last days. Okay, so I'm just recapping about all the success principles. Now we're on step 5. Step 5 is imagination. Imagination. This word imagination is so underrated. So underrated. People think they know what imagination is. They have absolutely no idea how powerful they are. No idea. Right? Whatever you can imagine, you can actually manifest into your world. But most people's imagination, it's like, it's ridiculous. It's so idle, right? It's so hard for them to stretch because they can't see how they're going to get there. Okay. So imagination is the 5th step towards riches. And then the 6th step towards riches is organized planning. Organized planning, which means you need to have order in your mind. Okay. You need to have order in your mind. Okay. So also, whatever is on the outside is whatever reflection of the inside. So if you take a look at your car, okay, if your car is messy, most likely your mind is messy, right? And when you actually get a car wash, how do you feel? When you get a car wash, how do you feel? You tell me. When you get a car wash, how do you feel? Anybody? Do you guys ever get a car wash? How do you feel when you get a car wash? Amazing. Right? You just feel so good, right? It's not like you took a shower, but you just feel so good. Re-energized. Yeah, that's right. You see? How does that work? Because everything is in order, right? Refreshing, new, right? Okay. So, hello, welcome, Jeffrey. We're just doing a real quick recap. Order is restored. Yes. How important that is. Refreshed. Yes. Evelina, hi. Refreshed. Yep. Imagine that you have order in your mind. Imagine how you'll be able to tackle all the necessary things that you have to do, right? What about thinking, right? You can think more clearly, right? So order is heaven's first law. Good. So now we're moving into the seventh step, which is dun, 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 finally, the one that everybody was been waiting for. Okay, decision, decision. Okay. So there's two parts to decision. You want to write that down. Okay. There is no decision without actually taking an action. Some people will say, "Oh yeah, I'll quit my job," for example, right? I'll quit my job, and then no action. 1 day goes by, 2 days goes by, 1 week go by, nothing happens. Then they haven't really made a decision, right? So decision is first. Number one is to claim, so making the decision. And then the second part to that is actually taking the action. Okay. And the only way to make a decision is ask yourself, do I want it? It's not if you need it. You don't get things that you need. You get things that you wanted. Right? Think about this. The last time that you really wanted something, you have it. It's quite interesting, right? Because humans were motivated by emotions. We know we need that, right? I know I need that, but doesn't mean I'll do it. Okay? So that leads us to the eighth step towards riches. The eighth step toward riches is persistence. Persistence, write that down. Persistence. Persistence is the will. Okay? Persistence is focus on one thing and then towards that. Not giving up. Okay? Persistence. And then the ninth one is power of mastermind. Power of mastermind. Okay. How important mastermind is. You got to have a group of people, like-minded people. They're all going towards the same directions. Okay. Good. So that's a recap for the past 2 days. Let me know if you have any questions. And then if not, we can jump into today's workshop. So give me a 1 if you're ready. Give me a 1 if you're ready. we can move on to day 3. Thank you, Edward. Okay, awesome. Yay, you guys are ready. Okay, good. All right, let's move on. So I'd like to start off with today's workshop with the quote. Okay, this is the quote from the workbook. Okay, I'm just going to read it to you in case you don't have it. Okay. There is an abundance of wealth, and it is inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. Can anyone tell me what the word inexhaustible mean in the chat? What does it mean to say something that's inexhaustible? Type in the chat. If you don't know, look it up on Google. What does it mean by inexhaustible? Unlimited. Thank you, Sam. Unlimited. Infinite. Absolutely, Shavana. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to continue to read. It is available to us at any given time. We're all connected to the infinite source of supply. We're infinite. Yes. I think Hamsai says it can never run out. Yep. That's right. It can never run out. So ask yourself this question. Do you believe that there's an abundance of wealth that is inexhaustible, that is for you at any given time, and you are connected to the infinite source of supply? Do you believe that? I'm not asking you if you're you live in the world at this time. I'm just asking, do you believe that there's an abundance that is inexhaustible, unlimited? Yes. Yeah, Sam says yes. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's the belief. Okay. If you believe that, okay, awesome. Yes. Okay. Now, well, the second question, right? There's always a second question is, do you live in a world right now that reflects that? Do you live in a world that you live in a world right now that reflects that you have access to infinite abundance? Yes, no? Yes, no? Do you live in a world where you actually it's a competitive world? That's what Sam is saying. Yep. So there's a disconnect. Yes, there's a disconnect. We believe it, but we don't live in it. So there's a disconnect. So the goal then is to close the gap, right? The goal is to close the gap. Yeah. Good. So let's get into it. Let's go into the 10th step towards riches. This is one of the topic that get a lot of people excited. just the name, just because of the title. Okay, so you want to write this down. The title of it is mystery of sex. Write that down. Mystery of sex. The 10th steps toward riches is mystery of sex. Okay, so what does that mean? The most powerful human desires is actually the emotion of sex. The most powerful emotion, okay, is emotion of sex. Okay. So there are 3 most powerful emotions. You can write this down. 3 most powerful emotions. Number 1 is sex. Number 2 is faith. Number 3 is love. They're not in any order, okay, of importance. Okay, just love, sex, faith. They're the most powerful emotions. Okay, but love and faith is psychic, meaning you can't see it, right? How do you see love? You can only feel, right? Same thing with faith. You can only feel. But sex is just purely physical. Okay, most people, that's what they understand it is physical, right? So a lot of people think, okay, what does sex have to do with my success, right? What does that have to do with it? Okay, so you want to write this down. Sex transmutation. Okay, so we're not actually talking about the physical sex. Okay, the physical part of having sex. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the sexual energy. The energy behind the idea of sex. Okay, so what we're really talking about here is how do we transmute? Transmute is just changing one form to another. That's the word transmute. Okay, so we're using the sexual energy to transmute it. Okay, and what it means is you actually redirecting the mind from the thoughts of physical expression to another creative outlet. Write that down. You're redirecting your thoughts, okay, of the physical expression. Turn that into a more creative side. Okay, so how do we do this? People always want to know, okay? So you guys are in for a treat. How do you do this? If you want to know, is you, instead of expressing out the sexual energy, right, goes down is kind of like giving birth, right, having sex, like the sex, right? Instead of doing that, it's kind of like, it's not a waste, but that's just energy just dissipates, right? What you want to do is you want to pull the energy up from the bottom through the top, through your third eye, through your crown, through your pineal gland. For those of you that know what I'm talking about. And then this is how you can connect to the higher power, infinite intelligence. Questions? If you have never heard about this, you're like, what am I talking about? Okay. So how do you do this? One practical way you can do this is through a special meditation exercise. So, for example, for those of you that know Dr. Joe Dispenza, I talked about him a lot, right? So he teaches people how to heal their body with their mind, right? And one of the meditations that he teaches is this meditation called pulling the mind out of the body. Okay, so you literally transfer the energy from the bottom, your sacral chakra, to your pineal gland. Is this making sense? At least have some clarification around what this means. Any questions? Yes, Sam, I know exactly. You know what I'm talking about. It's a matter of applying it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what you guys are doing here is to first learn it, right? You cannot even apply if you didn't know, right? So first, just really like applaud yourself for being here to learn. The second step is, how do I apply, right? Because nothing changes until you apply. Okay. So if you want to apply, You want to learn how to apply, Sam? I'll teach you. I can teach you. If you're ready to apply that, oh yeah. It definitely takes practice. Okay. And how he does it is actually through breath work. Okay. Breath work. Okay. So using your breath. Okay. Breath is life. Breath is powerful. Okay. We need to know how to use it. All right. Moving on. 11th step towards riches is 11th step towards riches is the subconscious mind. Write that down. Subconscious mind. Subconscious mind. Okay. Yep, Sam, it's coming up. You totally manifested it. So Sam, as you can see, she's a client of mine, and she totally manifested the breath work. So we'll be having a breath work session next week. Yeah, excited for that. A lot of releases will be coming up, so it'll be very good. Yeah. So everything is just energy, guys. Everything is just energy, right? Imagine if you have stuck energy, stuck emotions in your body. It's not moving. How do you think money is going to flow? It can't, right? Money is just energy and everything is just energy. Okay. So there's a lot of things that, conceptually you can learn and understand, but not until you actually apply, you actually experience it, right? Then results start to change. Okay. So who can tell me what's the percentage of your results come from your subconscious mind? I cover this on the first day. What percentage of your results actually come from your subconscious mind? If you remember from day one, let's see who remembers. What's the percentage of your results actually coming from your subconscious? And subconscious just means unconscious. You're not aware. It's automatic. You're on an autopilot. It's habit, right? Anyone knows? Let's see a percentage. Yes, Edward, very good. Okay, very good. Very high, so 95 to 98, absolutely. The reason why it's not 100, okay, Sam, the reason why it's not 100 is because you still need to think consciously, right? Like right now, the fact that you came up with that number is you were thinking, right? It didn't just poof out from thin air. You were thinking, right? So you still need some conscious awareness to be able to think. So, but it's very little though. It's probably 2 to 5% range, right? Your results. Okay, but you still need to consciously think. Think about what do I want, right? That's conscious. That is not unconscious. Okay, so that's actually the function of the conscious mind is for you to think. Okay, but most people, and it's really sad, most people actually don't think, right? They think they think, they think they think, but they're really not thinking. They're just allowing outside people to make their decisions, right? It's really sad. So the subconscious mind, okay, can anyone remember the subconscious mind is also the what mind? I'll give you a hint. The conscious mind is the intellectual mind. So you think with your conscious mind. What is the subconscious mind? This is where law of attraction, how law of attraction works actually too. So it's good for you to know. The subconscious is also the what is the language of the subconscious mind? What is the language of the subconscious? No? No one knows? Okay, I have to give you the answer because I gotta move on. Emotional. Write it down. Your subconscious mind is also the emotional mind. Okay? Because you attract what you feel. You attract what you feel. If you feel worthy of receiving, then that's what you're going to attract. If you don't feel worthy of receiving, I don't know, $1 million, you're not going to attract it. You may feel worthy to receive $100, right? Because it's like, yeah, $100, sure. But if you don't feel worthy of receiving 1 million, you won't. Because you're not on the same vibration, right? You're not on the same frequency. Okay. So the next one is the subconscious mind is the medium. It's the medium of communication between the blank and the blank. So write it down. Your subconscious mind is the medium between the conscious mind and infinite intelligence. You see how powerful that is? Your subconscious mind is the medium between the conscious and your infinite intelligence. And infinite intelligence is just another word for universe, for source, higher power, God, creator, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Do you see why reprogramming the subconscious mind is important? Reprogramming. If you're not getting the results you want, it's controlled by your subconscious mind. Okay. So you got to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay. And that is what I teach. I show my client how to reprogram their subconscious mind so they get a different result. Right? Okay, so let's move on to the 12 step towards riches. We're almost towards the end. Almost. The second to last one. 12 step toward riches is the brain. Write it down. 12 step towards riches is the brain. Can anyone tell me the difference between the brain and the mind? Can anyone tell me? What is the difference between your mind and your brain? Or is there a difference? I just noticed my nail and my shirt and my cup is the same color. That's so funny. What is the difference between your brain and your mind? Anyone knows? Or you think it's the same? Mine is we are one, physical and non-physical. Ah, very good. Very good. Yeah, yep. Good, Shavana. So yes, Sam is correct too. Okay. The mind, we only have one mind. Yes, the brain and the mind are not the same. Okay. So the brain is actually the physical instrument, if you will, that you think through with your mind with. Okay. So you can actually if you look Google, right, you can actually find a picture of a brain. Okay. But if you Google mind, okay, a lot of times you'll find an image of the brain, but that's actually not the case, right? Mind is a movement. Mind is not a thing. So mind is non-physical, right? Like what Shavana was saying. Mind is non-physical, okay? But your brain is actually a physical instrument that you think with, okay? So you want to write this down. The brain is both a broadcasting station as well as the receiving station for the vibration of thought. So you broadcast your thoughts, right? Whatever you're thinking, like, oh, what am I having for dinner? Or, what am I going to do this weekend? Okay. Like the way you're thinking, you're sending it out, you're doing it through your brain, the physical, okay? And you also receive it through your brain as well. Okay. So it's both broadcasting and also the receiving station. Okay. And in order to operate your mental broadcasting station, which is your brain, you need to combine these three principles. Write it down. In order to operate your mental broadcasting station, you need to combine these three principles. Number one is your subconscious mind. We were just talking about it. So write that down. Number one is your subconscious mind. Okay. Number two is your creative imagination. That's number two, creative imagination. You must combine these three. So subconscious mind, creative imagination, and lastly, auto suggestion. In order for you to send out, right, what you want, you have to use your subconscious mind along with your imagination, right? Creative, your ideas, inspirations, okay? Along with auto suggestion. Okay. So, but before you can send anything out, you have to first always begin with your desire, right? What do you want? Before you can send things out, you got to know what you want. If you're not clear on what you want, you're going to be getting mixed signals or mixed results. Okay. So, a lot of times people tell me, oh, Amy, like, how come I'm not manifesting? Right? The truth is, you're always manifesting. Always. The question is, are you manifesting what you want, or are you manifesting what you don't want? That's the only question. But you're always, always manifesting. So now just become more aware of what you want, right? Get clear on what you want, and then you can send it out to the universe. Okay. But the problem is with most people is they keep on going back and forth, right? They don't make a decision. Oh, I want this, but okay, I want to quit my job, but right? You see, they haven't made the decision. They're ambivalent. If you're ambivalent, then universe doesn't know what you want, right? Universe has no clue. That's why you're getting the results. It's like mix and match kind of thing. Make sense? Let me know if it makes sense. Okay. All right. Yes, it makes sense. If it makes sense, then we can go into the 13th, the last principle, the last one. And it's interesting that it's the last one. Purposely, Napoleon Hill purposely put in the last one. Makes sense. Awesome. Thank you. So the last principle, the 13 steps toward riches. Okay. We kind of talked about it a little bit on day one, but we're going a little bit deeper today, right? Write it down. This is what Napoleon Hill referred to as the sixth sense. The sixth sense. But it's actually not a sense, right? Another word for the sixth sense people refer to is actually your intuition. So you can put bracket, parentheses, intuition. Okay. Now, the intuitive faculty, right, your intuition, allows you to pick up energy from the universal intelligence. Universal, right? Everybody is just, there's just one, right? Like the one that everybody taps into, okay? And translate it into an intellectual idea that you can understand, okay? So intuition, it's a feeling that taps into the higher power that turns into intellectual thing, okay? So these are referred to as hunches or inspirations. Write that down. Hunches or inspirations. Okay. Gut feeling, right? I'm sure everybody has experienced that. But you don't always listen to it. That's the thing. We all have them. We all have hunches, inspirations, like intuitions, but we don't always listen to them. Okay, and then I'll tell you, I'll go into why that is. Okay. So give you an example. Like, have you ever like just like, for example, you look at the weather, right? It's sunny, but then there's a little voice that says, oh, you should bring an umbrella just in case, right? And you're looking at the outside, you're like, I don't want to bring an umbrella. It's like, it's sunny, right? And then you go out and then guess what? It started raining, right? And you're like, man, I should have done that. Anybody has experienced that? Or like when you go into like a restaurant, right? Or go down like a dark alley and you're like, I don't know, this doesn't feel good. Like I should get out, right? And then you leave. It's all your intuition. Okay. So you don't pick up words, you pick up vibrations and feelings. Write that down. It's not like you pick up a word. You pick up vibrations or feelings. And then you turn that feeling into words. It's a feeling. It's a gut feeling. This feels right. It doesn't feel right, right? Feeling. Okay. It's vibrations. You pick it up. Now, you can develop your sixth sense through meditation. Write that down. Sam, it depends. It depends, because I'm not sure. Was it you didn't want to go? Was it because the paradigm? Like, was it like something, your belief about it? Or was it a feeling? Like you just didn't feel like going. Okay. It's very, how do I say this? It's very subtle, the intuition. Okay. Maybe it's pulling you and say, oh, maybe you shouldn't go. Right? Rather than you feeling, oh, I don't want to go because like, oh, I don't want to talk to people. Do you see that, Sam? One could be the paradigm, okay, that's controlling. One could be intuition. You know, maybe you shouldn't go. You should do this instead. Okay. So really reflect upon what was it that made you decide not going. Right. So you can develop your sixth sense through meditation. Okay. Meditation is one way how you can develop that. Okay. Another way, so this is something that, you know, it's important for you guys to know, is that your intuition always comes first. Okay? Always. When you're about to do something, like I want to quit my job, like you always comes first, right? And then the millisecond, literally millisecond, your fear is going to take you over. Okay? But how you're going to do that? Like what are you going to do when you quit? Or when you go out to, you know, I don't know, buy something, right? You're like, I want it. Like I really, you know, just like it feels right. I know I want this, right? But then your fear can overcome, right? Your fear can say, oh, but that's a lot of money, or where are you going to get the money from, or what's your wife going to say, what's your, I don't know, kids going to say, you see? And then it doesn't feel good, right? So then you'd say, oh, I don't think it's right. It doesn't feel right. Okay. So some people will mix intuition with fear. Do you see that? That's why sometimes when you about to make a decision, I always say, just feel. Does it feel right? Initially, okay, in the very first moment. Do you want to do this? Yes. Okay, that's your intuition. And then your fear is going to kill it very fast. So make sure, watch out. Okay. So that leads us to the bonus. So that's it. That's the 13 steps towards riches. Okay. But I wanted to also cover the bonus section of this because this is very important. Okay. Because a lot of people actually don't achieve. They're not even able, like not even close to what they're capable of because of this one. Okay. Because of fear. So I'm going to talk about fear really quickly. Okay. Fear stems from indecision. Indecision will start to grow, germinate into doubt. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I should do this or I should do that, right? And then they start to doubt. Okay. They start to doubt. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay. If I do that, then what's my parents gonna say? What's my, I don't know, kids gonna say, right? And then it goes into fear. Okay. You see this? Indecision is very insidious. It cripples. When you don't make a decision, when you're on the fence, it starts to create doubt in your mind. Oh, if I do this, then this will happen, right? And a lot of times, most people think about the worst case scenario. So it's just kind of like a downward spiral. Do you see that? Initially, it's not that bad, but then you keep on thinking, then it goes down to downward spiral. Okay? And it goes into fear. But you need to understand that it's the doubt that's creeping in. Okay? And you cannot allow that to creep in because it will. And it's stopping a lot of people from going after what they want. Okay? You want to ask yourself, are you letting fear stop you from doing what you want? Okay. With that, I want to talk about the 6 basic fears. Okay, and see which one you need to overcome. Okay, write this down. Number 1 is the fear of poverty. That's number 1. Fear of poverty. Fear of poverty. Number 2, no need to explain, right? Fear of poverty. Everybody knows. Number 2, the fear of criticism. Caring about what people think, caring about what other people might say. Or what would people think if I did this? Right? And then you stop doing it. Number 3, the fear of ill health. So getting sick, right? Bad health. Ill health. Number 4, the fear of the loss of loved ones. Losing someone that you love. That's a fear. Number 5, the fear of old age. Afraid of getting older. And then the last one is the fear of death. So you want to check in with yourself. Well, first of all, let me ask you guys, which one do you think is the fear that most people suffer from? Take a guess. Is it poverty? Is it criticism? Is it ill health? Is it the loss of someone? Is it old age or death? Which one do you think tops number 1 for most people? You can guess it. That's the first question. Which one do you think is the number one fear for most people? Death? No, actually. Yeah, not death. Mm-mm. Take another guess. Which one do you think most people suffer from? Regrets? Yeah. Which one is it? Which one of the fears, Edward? Not living while alive. Old age. Marianne says criticism. Interesting, huh? We have a winner. It's actually criticism. Most people are so fearful of what other people say, think, that they're crippled. They don't seem to make a decision. They don't go after what they want because they're so afraid of what the neighbors would think, what their uncles would think, what their parents would think. Yeah, right, Tanya? Wow, huh? Even more than poverty. More than poverty. Yeah. This is why number one, people don't like public speaking, right? People don't enjoy public speaking. They fear public speaking more than death. I know it doesn't make sense, but this is how people, a fear of criticism really cripple them. Okay. So then you don't have to type in the comment, okay? But I want you to notate down which one is your biggest fear. Just note it for you. Which one is your biggest fear that will stop you from moving forward? That will stop you from living the life you want. Okay. And how do we conquer that? Right? Because if we don't conquer that, it would just hold you back. So write it down which one actually holds you back, the fear. Okay, so do some self-reflection upon that. Okay, and if you need help with conquering, just reach out. Okay, I'm gonna put the my schedule link in the chat. Okay, so I've had some people already booking a call with me, so I'm schedule is packed tomorrow. Okay, so no more availabilities. Okay, so but I opened up maybe two calls for next Wednesday. Okay, because I will be going out of town tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. So I encourage you, if you are serious about getting the desire that you want, right? And you really want to learn how to think and grow rich, not working hard and get rich. Okay. Again, I'm not saying working hard is not a good virtue. I'm not saying that. Okay. You will get results, sure. Okay. But I don't know about you. I don't want to feel burnout. Okay. I would like to have, wealth and time, financial freedom with ease, not from working hard. Okay. So if you want to learn how to do that, book a call with me. Okay. I'll be happy to sit down with you and share with you what that looks like. Okay. Or if you have any questions regarding, this workshop, what I went over, you can send me a PM. I can discuss, help you to clarify things. Okay. And with that, I want to thank you guys for attending. I hope you guys learned a lot from these 3 days. I know it's a lot of information, right? Because this book it's a really deep book, right? Again, that's why this book needs to be studied, okay? And not just reading over again. Nothing is going to happen, okay? So the replay will be available for 1 week, I believe, because there's a lot of people that are not able to make it. Okay, so I will make the replay available for 1 week. Okay, so I would recommend you go back and rewatch it, okay, and then really just pick one or two things out that you can start to commit to change. Okay, nothing is going to change until you apply. Okay, so to go and actually apply these principles. You're welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys or see you guys soon. Bye bye.